What's going on, guys? Welcome along to another video with Dear Sir. I'm Matt and I'm taking out this BMW GS 1250 Adventure out onto the Salisbury Plains today. First time at taking this bad boy off-road. I've not been off-road in a long time. Let's see how we get on. Let's see how the bike performs. And did I make the right choice in picking this bike? Because I picked it to do 90% road work and then 10% this off-road fun. This bike does have enduro mode, which I just activated. If you want to know how to get Enduro Pro and Dynamic Pro, check out my other video, top right corner now, or I'll leave it in the description box. This bike is 280 kilos. It's not light, but actually going over this stuff, it feels pretty agile, pretty nimble. I've done a little bit of off-road and enduro, but nothing in a few years. Tyres are Bridgestone and there's something adventure in the name. We'll have a look when I pull over in a bit. I've come out today because it's been dry for the last couple of weeks. Like, we're talking 20 degrees, and over the weekend it's meant to do the rainy stuff, and I was going to come out here on Saturday, so I thought I'd come today, do it whilst it's dry, because I definitely do not have wet mud tyres on this bike. I'm 6'1". I am having to lean over slightly to the handlebars, and my feet, so my left foot is hitting the centre stand. At the minute my right foot has got enough clearance. I would probably get some bar rises if I was going to be doing some more off-roading. Keeping an eye out for the byway signs, making sure I am still on the byway. A lot of Salisbury Plain is actually military training areas, so I'm going to need to be careful, make sure I don't go inside any red flagged areas. I need to remember I am on a bike of this size. I'm not on my light, nimble KTM 250 EXE I used to have. So far I am very impressed with how this thing's handling off-road. I've always said it on my other videos on the GS and the GSA, these bikes handle the weight really well, and it's not just on road, it's clearly off road as well, because when there are extra bumps, divots, rocks, you can just flick it around and get it around it as you're moving along, taking the opportunities of these flat tarmacked areas to rest up, ready for the next off-road bit. I'm definitely not as fit as I'd like to be, and off-roading is tiring. If you've never done it, give it a go. Either take your adventure bike off-road, or go to a club, go to like an adventure bike day, because it is good fun. Got a few cameras on the bike, just gonna make sure they're all still there. See if they're not, then I know what segment they come off on. Rear camera's there, front two are there, helmet's there. Cross the road and carry on. Gonna go a bit slower. This bit there's a lot of humps. These fill up with water when it rains, so it's definitely good fun if you've got a light enduro bike. Very loose gravel. Trying to watch out for any large rocks. Scanning what's in front, but also what's ahead, what's in front of these little whoops. Always try and stand up as much as you can. Gives you maximum flexibility with moving the bike and handling it. Not that I really know much about off-road. My 360 is broken, smashed off the lens off the other side of it when I last took out one of the Harleys, but can't afford to replace it, so it's now a single lens. It's just taken another battering in the bush. Got some clay mud on the left, want to stay out of that. There you go. It's been dry here for weeks and that's still there. Byway sign, even though it's been half ripped off. Still on the right road. I'd love to know what you guys use to plan and track your byways, your green lanes. What app do you use? What device? Is it a sat nav? What is it? Let me know, because I'll be interested in getting one. Obviously I am absolutely not dressed appropriately to be doing this a lot of the time, but I haven't got the money to get all new gear to do this type of riding, so I use what you got. I've got the bike, that's the main thing. Currently in my armoured trainers, jeans, mesh jacket and my road helmet. That's what I love about these bikes. I've done 20 minutes of back road, followed by another 15-20 minutes of dual carriageway to get here, and now look at me, no one else around. Places like this, people with just road bikes that stay on the road, I'll never see areas like this, and this is why I wanted a bike like this. I want to be having a little bit of fun that's not always going fast or doing wheelies, but we do love doing those. Plenty of ruts around here to practice staying in or staying out of. I've read somewhere that there's, I think, over 200 miles of byways on the Salisbury Plain. That's insane. Right. I'm going to go this way around the massive puddle. Yes. Oh, rest the legs. On the screen, on the TFT menu, I've made sure I've got the tyre pressure showing. Currently at 2.3 and then 2.9. I've done that so I can keep an eye on, just in case I've got a slow puncture, I can make my way to a road before I call anyone, rather than trying to tell someone where I am. On the plane, be a little bit more difficult. So just because there's a track there, don't go on that, stay onto the main track when you come into this area. Like I said, a lot of this is still used by the military. That'll be for like the armoured vehicles or the lannies when people are on exercise. Ah, what a gorgeous day. Keeping it in the rut, feathering the throttle and the clutch. There we go. I'd always recommend, if you're going to go and do something like this, bring a friend. Unfortunately, I've got none. Nah, none of my friends have got adventure bikes. I'll let Zoe know where I went in, kind of rough direction I was going, and then what time I'll be out, and I shall message her when I stop. So there, byway, straight across. Here's the road left and right. Remember, not the little tracks, stick to the main ones. When I bought this GSA, it had all the gear, bells and whistles, all the goodies that you'd want on a bike that you're going to start taking off-road. Some of the bits I recommend you looking at getting. Obviously your standard oil and rag guard, but this has got an engine crash plate underneath as well, especially when you're doing roads like this where you've got that possibility of the stones flicking up. You need something just to protect the underside. More protection. The standard GS doesn't have crash guards doesn't have upper crash guards, has lower crash guards, but this here, them being the low ones, the GSA's got the upper crash guards. You can get them for the GS. So if this bike was to drop, hopefully it wouldn't be an expensive drop, and the crash guards, crash bars, whatever you want to call them, will do their job. The other, once again, protection. It's all about protection at the minute, isn't it? I've got what's called bark busters, which are these big white knuckle guards, called bark busters because then when you're going through the woods, they're hitting the bark and not your hand. Once again, if the bike drops, that's going to take the brunt instead of clutch lever, or your brake lever. Trying to protect yourself as much as you can. And on a day like today, where it's 20 plus degrees, hydration is key. Something you might not think about, but enduro riding is massively exertive. I'm sweating out, so always make sure you got some form of water on you. I think just the ability of this bike. There you go, little wheelie. The other important thing is correct tyres. Like I said, my ones have got the word adventure in them. To me, they're verging on wet tyres. But when these tyres go, I will be getting something else more suited to this type of riding. But I'm not going that way. I do not fancy going through some massive puddles, but I don't know how deep they are. And like I said, I've definitely not got the right tyres to do proper wet work. I'm going to find somewhere to pull over, have a quick look around the bike, show you what I mean by those extra bits that I've got, and finish off this video there. Here we go, managed to find some shade, thankfully. This is what I'm on about. So the tyres are Bridgestone Battle Axe Adventures. Let me know in the comments box below. Are they any good in the kind of wet mud type of riding? It's hard packed, you know, they've had a bit of slip and slide, which I don't mind. Just let me know how they are in the wet. Do I need to change them? Here are the big upper crash bars I was on about. So like I said, GS, got these lower ones. GS Adventure, I've got the upper ones. For me, definitely something that is needed. So if I do drop it, hopefully it won't break it. So it won't damage the side of the engine casing, and they'll take the brunt of the force of the fall. Bark busters, always handy. I am noticing the centre stand is taking a battering, but you know what, I'd rather that take the battering than the underside of the exhaust. I have got my Wunderlich road peg covers, so I could take them off if I wanted a little bit more grip, but I'm not too worried about that. Plenty of grip so far. And I think another really important thing, so as if your bike has got some form of enduro setting, make sure you use it. Also go through the settings and have a little play around and adjust it to you. So I've got the throttle response to rain, just so it's a little bit slower, a little bit smoother. I don't want harsh, aggressive accelerating when I'm in there on the off-road, especially if I'm trying to do a U-turn, trying to just feather that clutch and the throttle. So make sure the settings are set. Settings are set. So the whole point of this video was to kind of dip my toes into the enduro off-road riding with the GSA. I know the bike is capable of doing it. You can search on YouTube and see numerous examples of the bike being more than capable. It's not about the bike, it's about my capability, my skill level. It needs work, just like anything. No one's ever good at everything. So I'll be coming out here more often, and I'll be doing some more skill-based training as well. So like slower skills, U-turns, everything stood up, things like that, which I'll do a video on. Let me know in the comments box below. Is there anything else you want me to do with the off-road segment with the GSA? Is there any type of videos that you want to see? If you have a look on my channel, you'll know I do reviews all the time. So I'd like to do something different. So this is kind of this GSA segment. It's just something out of the ordinary for me. I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, and make sure you like it, obviously drop a comment below. More importantly, subscribe to the channel, because all the subs that we get enable me to keep doing this as a daily job. Because I'll tell you what, it ain't too bad. I'll do it so you don't have to. Until the next one, ride safe.